Hello, my name is Eamon, otherwise known as Little Orca, and today we are going to be analyzing the split screen trailer. Yes, I am a few months late, as the trailer released in late January, but since Kooks confirmed an early spring release date 2 weeks ago, I figured now would be a good time to make this video. Without further ado, let's begin. The trailer begins with a shot of a car parked near a snowy graveyard. The camera then cuts to the father from the last movie walking up a path through the snowy graveyard. May I help you?
Bro, what are you doing?
I'm analyzing the split screen trailer.
You literally made the trailer.
Yeah, I did. What's wrong with that?
My god, I'm done. Goodbye.
Anyways, the scene switches to the father tapping on his desk, and then grabbing his mouse and keyboard. His desktop appears to be empty, so he was probably making ideas for something to do. If we look to the description of the trailer, we have a quote, most likely from the movie. As an inventor, my greed consumed me. As a father, my irresponsibility killed Timmy. The second part confirms that the quote was said by father, and the first part reveals that father is an inventor. So if we go back to the trailer, father may have been making ideas for what to invent, or make, or what projects to start on. Moving forth, the scene switches to father walking to a grave, most likely Timmy's. I can imagine Timmy's death hitting father like a truck. Then, in the car at night, father receives a phone call. We do not know who called him, and there's nothing that can give us any ideas. Could be a friend, family member, coworker. We'll have to wait and see. Next, the camera cuts to two really nice shots of an American flag and the sunset. Nothing to analyze here, but these are some beautiful shots, especially the sunset. Right after, father is pacing around a room, with his hand on his chin. He is either pondering or he is worried about something. Both of these options make sense. The next scene is a father walking back to the car from the graveyard, putting on his hood. Him putting on his hood most likely means that he is saddened or grieving, which makes perfect sense, based on the fact that he just visited his dead son's grave. Following that, father exits his car at what seems to be a new location, judging by the parking lot and the area behind him. Based off of the clothes he's wearing in the time of day, this either happens the day/days before the graveyard visit or days/days after the graveyard visit. My guess is after, as the graveyard scene feels like it would be put at the start of the movie. The next scene, which just so happens to be my favorite of the trailer, is interesting, featuring the first victim from Screen on the phone, which is strange since the victim is dead. The room he's in and the clothes he wears are identical to that same scene in Screen. I have a theory. Looking back to the description, the first line reads, after the untimely death of Timmy, the balance between past and present begins to split. My guess is that within the movie, we will be getting scenes from both the past and present. For example, we will be getting a rerun or retelling of the victim's death within split screen. The following scene shows father standing over his desk, with a book in his hands, and he looks up in realization or in fear. What could he have discovered? My guess is that it ties into him being an inventor. The final scene of the trailer shows father walking down the basement stairs we saw in the last movie twice, and at the bottom of the stairs we see the entity standing there menacingly, with a long face, white ivory eyes, and a large gaping smile. I'm really excited to see what father does here. Man, I can't wait for this movie. Anyways, that was my analysis of the movie trailer. I do have a few questions about Screen that I hope will get answered in split screen, and I figured I may as well clump it into this video. Number 1. Where did the entity come from? I genuinely don't know, and it'd be really nice if we got some backstory to the iconic Kooks YT antagonist. Number 2. Why is the entity afraid of fire? This one doesn't need an answer, but it'd be nice to have. Number 3. Why does the entity only attack when someone's watching on a screen? This one definitely needs an answer. I need more entity lore. Number 4. Where is Timmy's mother? This one is kind of a joke question, but I figured I may as well add it here. Number 5. Why does father think it's smart to keep an entity in his basement for 11 years while there's a child in the house that could easily stumble upon it? After all, it could cause an accident. Oh, wait. Number 6. Where does the entity go after killing Timmy? In the post-credits scene of Screen, father walks into Timmy's room to find his dead body, with the entity being nowhere to be found. Where did he go? Did he climb out the window? Did he just walk out the door? Where did he even go after leaving the house? Does he have like a nest of sorts? Number 7. What does father do after Timmy's body? Me personally, I'd assume cry, maybe call the police. Those are my questions, and I have an idea. Since we know father is an inventor, I believe he invented the entity. That scene we saw earlier with the book, that was him realizing how to create an entity, and so he did. And as a failsafe, he added a weakness to this entity, fire, just in case something went wrong and the entity went rogue. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory! Thanks for watching.